All right, hey, it's Rob, and after a day and a half of listening to, analyzing, griping about the new Beatles song Now and Then, I've kind of come to the realization that there is actually a magical mystery chord within the song. I want to share that with you today and show you what it is. All right, so really there are actually two what I'd call magical mystery chords. They are chords that are kind of out of the norm. They're a little unusual, not something you would normally come across, strumming along with your favorite Beatles song. You're not going to find it on the flip side of the single Love Me Do. But in this song, I think it's appropriate to show you two different chords. One of them that I mapped out here for you, and I'm calling the magical mystery chord. And the other one, which it just is a way for you to get closer to what's actually on the record. You don't have to play it. You could pass it up. You could skip it. Yesterday I did a tutorial and I said the chords in this song were A minor to G. You can play those chords. They're fine. They will go with the vocal melody. But it's not exactly what you're hearing on the record. And it may in fact be what's being played on the record. But when you hear the piano and the other things that are mixed in, it kind of gives you a different picture. If you're watching the video, and I watched it once today, and that was enough for me. I went into a whole other video on this one where I had a diatribe on how I feel about the video for Now and Then. Anyway, I'm going to skip over that subject and just show you how to play these two chords. So in the beginning of the song, you definitely hear A minor, but what you also hear is the B note. So it's an A minor, and you're adding the B, you're adding 2. So it's really A minor, I guess, add 2. How do I play it? Well, it's not too bad. You're going to play a normal A minor. And then you're going to take your pinky and put it on the B note, so stretch it to the B note on the G string, the 4th fret on the G string. And you're going to lift up your 3rd finger here, this one, the 3rd finger, and you are going to replace it with the 4th finger. So you've got here regular A minor, and this one with the add 2, the added B. And you get that sound that you hear on the record if you go back and forth. So let's start on that one with the A minor, and I'm adding the B note. Back to the A minor. Now it's kind of a haunting sound because you have the B note and the C note right next to each other. It's a dissonance, it's hard for the ears to actually hear that, but in the context it resolves. And that's what you're hearing on the record. All right, but let me get to the one that I feel is the real magical mystery chord here, the one that I did not get correct yesterday, and I didn't do this unconsciously. I actually put some thought into this and thought, I'm watching the video, I see Paul, he's playing a G note, I think they're just playing a G. So I don't feel that way now, and I'll show you what I think is happening here with this handy dandy chart. So thanks to another guy I know who makes these guitar tutorials, who's here in Atlanta, John McNicholas, pointed out that what he thinks it is an E minor with the G in the bass. And that sounds like this. You can kind of get away with it if I'm strumming from A minor. And now having those low notes all together in a cluster doesn't really cut through. So that's what he had in his video, and I certainly agree that the chord is in fact an E minor, and you can see I wrote that there. E minus is a symbol for minor. E minor with a G holding in the bass. So if you were in a band, you could be playing A minor and E minor, and your bass player could be plucking along the G, and you would get the effect of that. But if you're just playing as a solo acoustic musician, which is what I'm showing you right today, I think I have an even better solution. And that better solution is right here. So, how do I do it? I'll show you here. I'll play it for you first, and then I'll show you the chart real quick. So we all know already that A minor with the added B, going back to A minor. Now I think for the verse, you'd probably just want to play straight A minor. And now and then. All right, what's that chord? That's the one I'm talking about. It's an E minor with a G in the bass with your thumb. It's kind of a wacky chord. Now we all, or should know, or probably know, the chord D minor down here. The first position D minor chord. That's a basic chord that you learn when you're learning how to play guitar. Well, if I take that D minor and slide it up 2 frets, I get an E minor. Makes sense. Up 2 frets is E minor. So that's all I'm doing, except I'm also getting the low G with my thumb. And what I'm also doing beyond that is I am muting the A string. It's okay to have the D string ring, because what you get with that is an E minor with the D, which is just an E minor 7. Regular E minor, add the D, and that sounds fine in this context. That, to me, is what it sounds like John Lennon played in his original demo. And when I was teaching people how to play this song before, I said the chords were A minor to E minor 7. That's really what it sounded like. Then I heard the Beatles recording, and I thought it initially sounded more like A minor to G. It's not really that, and so I apologize if you saw my other tutorial. What I really believe now is that it's A minor to this. Now, you got to really think about what strings are ringing and what strings aren't. Like I said, it's okay to have the open D ringing. You do not want the A ringing. So you want to really have your thumb not only flipped over the neck to fret a G on the low string, but you also want the end, the extension part under the nail, to kind of be muting out that A so we don't hear it. So you get... It's not going to be perfect, but it really closely, replicates what you're hearing on this Beatles song, as far as I can tell after looking at it for a little while. Once again, your chord is E minor with a G in the bass. And I've showed you a little picture here of your thumb fretting the G note, and then the end of your thumb, there's the nail going over the A string, deadening it, and I put an X on the top there for the 5th string. 4th string is just open. It can ring out fine. It's the D. You're going to have your 2nd finger there, 4th fret of the 3rd string. Then you're going to have your 3rd finger there, I believe on the 5th fret of the 2nd string. And then you're going to be having your 4th finger. Is that right? No, sorry, I'm looking backwards. Your 1st finger. Your 1st finger is on the G note of the E string. So once again, thumb on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, deadening over to the 5th fret, X up there showing you shouldn't hear that one, open 4th. We got your 2nd finger on the 4th fret of the 3rd string. On the 2nd string, we have your 3rd finger. That one up there is holding down the 5th fret, which is an E note. And then your 1st finger is holding down the G note on the 1st string, which is the 3rd fret. I hope you got all that. So anyway, once again, the chord sounds like this. It is made by taking D minor 7, which is also later in this song. In the instrumental part, you're going to take your D minor 7 that you normally play here. Here it is, as close as I can get it. Slide it up 2 frets to E minor, thumb the low string, and deaden the 5th string. You're not going to get it perfect every time. Sometimes the 5th string is going to ring out a little bit or whatever, but that is, I think, the magical mystery chord in this song, is to go from that and then the verse starts A minor, A minor, and then your E with a G in the bass, and it goes to A minor, F, and then E7, and then it starts all over again. Alright, I think I'll do a tutorial where I go through the whole song, listening to it so you can follow along. I'll go do that right now, but I wanted to just get this out, show you what these chords were, and hopefully try to get you a little closer if you're playing along at home, or you want to go out and play this out at your local gig at the pub down the street or whatever. And I thought this will get you a little closer to what the record really sounds like. All right, hope you followed along with that. See you later.